Yes, here.
Commissioner Baydun. Commissioner Baydun. Commissioner Anderson.
Present, and I'm located in Tennessee today.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
How's the weather there?
Visiting my mother, like 77 degrees, 80 yesterday. So,
Oh, wow.
sorry.
Good reason to be in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. But it's beautiful here today.
Yeah, that's good.
We've had a few great days. But we don't have 80 though.
Yeah.
Next,
Vice Chair Palomera.
Here.
Chair Varga.
here.
Commissioner Baydun. He just joined. I'm waiting for him to respond. Commissioner Baydun,
Here.
you have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
Next item, item B, Chairwoman's remarks.
Under Chairwoman's remark, I would like to take special privilege and allow Khalil Rahal to make a presentation to us on COVID dollars. Mr. Khalil Rahal, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and to the rest of the board members. Thanks for entertaining me just for a brief moment. You all know that we received roughly about $188 million of CARES dollars, and I think about an additional 18 or 19 million from the state in lieu of the revenue sharing that needed to be spent before December 30th. And that legislation hasn't changed. That deadline hasn't changed. We still got to spend that money before December 30th. We had come up with a plan, allocated a lot of the funds, and it turns out that it looks like we're going to be about $10 million of funds still to spend out of that money. Couple of reasons for that. One, our reimbursable expenses are not burning as fast as we thought that they would, roughly to the tune of about a little bit over $2 million. And another major reason for that is because FEMA will only allow us to have so much PPE. We had scheduled and allocated enough money to purchase PPE to last us, after December 30th. Clearly this pandemic is going to last, beyond December 30th. But there's only so much we are allowed to stockpile because there is a national shortage and other things. And so we do have to come up with a plan because it is our hope, it's Huey's hope, my hope, and the executive's hope to make sure that we give absolutely no money back to the federal government. And so we're steadily coming up with ideas within our departments. We're willing to accept any ideas that you all may have. I want to say we figured this out roughly about a week or so ago. I immediately called Chairwoman Bell to let her know and asked permission for Chairwoman Varga to allow us to come here to at least notify you all today. And the reason why is I anticipate at the next meeting that we have here, we're going to be presenting a resolution asking you all for ways to spend the money. You can imagine that it's going to be a very loose resolution. You're not going to like it. Your staff is going to hate it. But it will require some level of flexibility, and let me explain why. You all may have heard recently about a new vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine, which I think was reported to say it was 90% positive rates and things like that. Our health department and the state have been in communication with each other, and we have no idea when this vaccine will become available or how much the state will be getting, and correlation to that, how much we may be getting as a result of the state getting those vaccines. But it does require the purchasing of certain things, sub-0 degree freezers. There's multiple vaccines that are going to be coming out over the course of months, and they all require sort of different levels of care and administration. And so while we don't have the details to all of those things yet, the CARES dollars are a perfect spend. They're eligible spends, and we need those dollars to be spent in that way. So you will probably see some level of resolution from us that has a lot of flexibility in it. But you can imagine that the spending will come in accordance with the legislation, hopefully spend the majority of those funds to handle, COVID response and the vaccines. And it's possible we may take existing programs that we have and maybe just have some competing programs go against each other until we spend every dollar that we have. By way of example, the nonprofit grant program that we have out there. I know that this commission approved the resolution for up to $1 million. We may ask you to be more flexible with that if we, depending on how many, applications we get and how many applications are qualified. Same thing with the small business grants. I know we got more applications than we had money for that program, but I think there's roughly about $1.5 million worth of applications that were not allocated because we ran out of money out of that program. We may want to spend those dollars before it goes back to the federal government. I don't have a whole lot of answers as to what we're going to do. I think one-time spends are a pretty good priority. I'm fairly certain that, things that have to deal with the vaccine or testing or those kinds of things will receive the priorities of those kinds of funds. We're asking you all to be patient, but we wanted to come to you all today to make sure we were transparent about the process. And if for no other reason, we wanted you to know we were in this situation and that we're going to do everything that we can to make sure we don't give the dollars back. So, Madam Chair, I'm happy to answer any brief questions anybody has. I will probably not have a lot of answers. I'm sure you will have more questions once you see the resolution, but I would ask for everybody's sort of patience given the circumstances that we're under.
I would like to see everybody that did want a laptop so they could work remotely, since it looks like it's going to be well into 21, probably the end of 21, before we can get some kind of tangible relief. And so I would like to double back on some of the ones that asked for it and may not have gotten it. It's not that much money, but that would be a great service to have for each of the departments and elected officials' offices. So I would like to see an email go out to each of them to say, or ask if there's any equipment that they need at home. And God knows some may even need a printer at home, but equipment like that so they could do their job from home. So that's just a off the top of my head request that we would do that.
One other thing to put on your radar, and speaking with the health department, should a vaccine come out, and we don't know that we are going to get the vaccine this year, but if that were to happen, there is probably going to be the need to have significant spend in communications, because we will not have enough of a vaccine to vaccinate every person in Wayne County, but there will be some level of vaccine that comes. And as you can imagine, our health department has to coordinate with the hospitals on who gets vaccinated first and where people need to go. You'll see things like, frontline workers and first responders and folks that are elderly maybe get vaccinated first. And we cannot tell you at this moment how much vaccine, if it does come before the end of the year, how much it will come to the state of Michigan, how much of that would come to Wayne County, how much of that would go to the hospitals versus our health department, and how much or where the priority would need to go. But you can imagine a world where, people say that there's a vaccine out there and everybody sort of rushes to the door to get it. I will probably say that there will be some portion, maybe a significant portion of these funds spent on communications, but I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know how much just yet. But I wanted to make sure you were aware.
One more thing I was wondering, and I'm going to bring it up at 1:30 at the next meeting that we're going to have in health, the testing. Is there a way to have a few more community testing? I know that Lincoln Park really appreciated when we had something local, and I'm being asked again, when are you coming around? When is Wayne County coming around downriver so they can get tested? So having the dollars to do it,
Right.
I'm going to request that we have one rather quickly down here around downriver area.
Got it.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Glenn Anderson. I just wanted to, Khalil, thanks for all your work on this and all the creative things to help the communities, businesses, and the nonprofits too. I did want to ask. I know several people. Janelle, I think, was looking into it. I think Tim Johnson was working on this with the committee that they're on. But I had requested someone take a look at getting those temperature checking stations in the Guardian building, at least on the main floor.
Yeah, I will tell you that Janelle Allen actually got a price for more than just one building, and I want to say it's in the $100-some thousand range. It is on the list. So I'm hoping that will be, I do hope we'll have a thorough list for you to see in the coming weeks. Okay.
I just hope we can try to get those. I think they'd be beneficial to everyone in the Guardian building and your staff and others that are with the administration as well as the commission and their staff. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner Baidoon?
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. Khalil, thank you for all the great work that you're doing during this pandemic. A quick question, Khalil. I know we have a grant application process right now for nonprofit organizations, and I think the deadline was or will be. When was the deadline? Is it the 13th?
I think it was yesterday, or
it was yesterday. Yeah. Any possibility that we could use some of this CARE money to grant some of these nonprofit organizations some additional funding if we don't, because I know that the grant is only what, $1 million?
Yeah, and I think we are interested in expanding the amount. I would, if you can, I'm sorry, give us a chance to take a look at the applications. There's a couple of things. It doesn't just have to be spent by us. It also has to be, spent by the nonprofit before December 30th. So we are in the process of obtaining information such as how much losses has the nonprofit obtained throughout the year. And so we got to get a chance to look at that and match that up with, the amount of funds that we have left along with the rest of our priorities. I do want to talk internally very passionately about expanding the amount going to that program. Whether we expand the amount going to each nonprofit or more nonprofits, I need some time to think about and just, let me just sort of live with the idea for a second and we'll report back to you. But I do think it should be something we do. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I will say that even though we do have, roughly about $10 million to spend, according to our consultants, Guidehouse, we are doing far better than many, many other municipalities around the country. And I think a lot of those municipalities, including ourselves, are lobbying our federal congressional delegation to not just provide us more funds, but maybe expand this timeline if at all possible. There hasn't been any sign at the federal level that that's going to happen, but I'm proud of the way that we have done this. It's not easy for governments to spend money in this amount, and we've done a decent job of it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I really appreciate the explanation Mr. Rahal gave us today, but I feel I'm in favor of expand to nonprofit, the one who didn't get anything to get something, if there any money, instead of expand the payment, because we want to reach all those affected, the nonprofit affected by this situation. So that would be proper if somebody didn't get anything to get something. Yes.
That's great feedback, Mr. Commissioner. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Expanding the small business ones would be good too. The ones that were not qualified for the first round, maybe do an amendment to it to have others qualify who may have smaller shops or something. But thank you for all you do. And I'm sure you will be hearing from commissioners if they have any other ideas. And we look forward to getting your list for us to go through. And I'm sure that most commissioners will be very, very happy to work with you. You've done an excellent job, and you're to be commended. Thank you.
Thank you all.
No more questions for Mr. Rahal. Then we'll go on to item C.
Item C, approval of the minutes of the October 20th, 2020 meeting.
So moved. Marecki.
Support.
Been
Anderson.
moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Item D, unfinished business, there is none. Moving to page 2, item E1, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2020-35-238, decertifying revenue in the Community Corrections Fund.
Move approval.
Thank
Support, Scott.
Why are we defund or decertifying revenue? Mr. Haney, do you know?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so absolutely, I do not know on this particular one. Vanita should be on the line. She should be taking responsibility for answering these questions. A lot of these budget adjustments I don't even see. So
Oh, okay.
my apologies.
Hi, Madam Chair. This is Vanita Terry, Acting Budget Director.
Hi.
Yes, it was being decertified because all the funds were not used in fiscal year 20, so they want to move over to fiscal year 21.
Great. I'm glad that we're not losing it. We're just moving it. Okay.
Yes.
Through the chair. This is Joe Slezak. I worked
Yes.
on this for on this one for PS&J, and actually what it is the state basically lowered the amount that the county was getting, and that's why this one they lowered it by $110,000, and that's already gone through committee into full board.
Okay. Thank you much. You want to know anything, just ask Joe. I appreciate that explanation. We can go through item 2 as well, and then we can take 1 and 2 together. Next item.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2020-35-257, certifying revenue in the COVID-19 fund.
Okay, this is certifying revenue. Do I have a motion for 1 and 2?
Yeah, you
Nope.
already did.
Okay,
We'll
Commissioner
just
Martha
add,
G.
we'll
Scott.
add two. We'll add two to it. It was Anderson and myself.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Mhm.
Support. Oh, we got.
We have
I'm
motion.
good. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Bejun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-021, certifying revenue in the general fund.
Thank you. Any questions on this?
Madam Chair, I believe this is the same item that we had before us in full board last week, and to be consistent, I'll be a no vote on this.
Okay. Anyone else? Do I hear
So
a
moved.
motion?
Yes, Scott.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Bejun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
No.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you.
Item
Next
4,
item.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2020-35-259, certifying revenue in the COVID-19 fund and HHS Nutrition Fund.
Glad to hear. Any discussion on this?
I'll move approval. Anderson.
It's been moved
Support by Scott.
Is supported. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Bajun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving to item 5, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35001, certifying revenue in the COVID-19 fund.
Okay, could you please move up the page a little bit?
One moment.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any questions on this? Discussion? Moved by Commissioner Sam Baidoon, supported by Commissioner Palomera. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Bajun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving to item 6, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35015, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Thank you. Any discussion? Commissioner Palomera moves, supported by Commissioner Glenn Anderson. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Bajun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving to item number 7, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2020-35260, reallocating expenditures in the Central Service Fund, Information Services and Technology.
Thank you. Discussion.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Anderson. I just had a quick question. If there's someone that can give a little bit more detail on the contractual, fees, fines, and services and contractual services that you're using this money for. It wasn't very explanation wasn't very clear on the paperwork.
Anyone online who wishes to clarify this?
Madam Chair, this is Benita Terry again, Acting Budget Director.
Yes.
So it's going to be an increase in revenue for charges for phone services. Was that your question, Commissioner Anderson?
Yes, it looks like though it's to the tune of almost $400,000.
Yes, $395,500.
Right. And that's all for phone services, because it does say contractual services too.
Yes, that's the account that is allocated to for phone services.
Oh, okay. So it's all phone services.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where
Thank
the
you.
revenue is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. What's the pleasure of the committee?
Move approval.
Support Marecki.
It's been moved and supported. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick, Commissioner Baker
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Bajun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving to item number 8, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35011, reallocating expenditures in the COVID-19 fund.
Alrighty. Commissioner, any discussion before I take a motion? Commissioner Marecki, you want to move it?
I'll move it, Madam Chair.
Okay,
And
Commissioner.
support Baker McCormick.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. Moving to item number 9, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment, 2020-35-208, reallocating expenditures in the Soldiers and Sailors Relief Fund.
thank you. Discussion. I think Commissioner
Support.
Baker McCormick wants to make the motion.
Yes. I support.
I'll support it. Mhm.
Thank you. It's been moved and supported. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. Moving to item number 10, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2020-35-201, certifying revenue and reallocating expenditures in the COVID-19 fund.
Commissioner McCormick, would you like to move this item?
So moved.
Support, Scott.
It's been moved and supported. Discussion. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydun,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. Next
you.
item, item F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
well, today is one of our members' birthday, Martha G. Scott. Happy birthday.
Hey.
Thank
We-
you.
Happy
thank you.
birthday.
Happy
Gave you
birthday.
another year.
This is your day. Enjoy
Happy
and God
birthday.
bless you.
I will, because it's special.
Happy birthday.
This weather, I've never had weather like this.
Yeah.
Well, put on your bathing suit and go outside.
Yeah, right.
Martha, I sent it to you as your birthday present from Tennessee.
All right.
Very good, very good. Thank you.
Madam Chair, we also had a belated birthday. I believe Baker McCormick, Commissioner Baker McCormick was on November 6th, wasn't it?
Right.
Well,
Happy
happy
birthday.
belated birthday.
Happy
Oh, she got-
birthday.
Happy birthday. You
Yes,
got
it
your-
was. Thank you.
Just
Monique, I
remember
think-
April. Just remember April. I never get any happy birthdays on my birthday, so just remember that. Aries.
Madam Chair, I was just going to say Commissioner Baker McCormick, I think, got her present on the 3rd. As
Yeah,
many of us did.
I think we all did.
Yes. Yes, I did. Thank you.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Always around election time.
I know that's right. Oh,
Thank you very much. Any members have any such other matters before committee? I hear none. Next item.
Item G, public comments.
Could you please unmute everyone? And did we receive any emails, communications from anyone?
We have received no emails or communications.
Okay. Anyone in the public listening in or viewing us wishing to comment? Under public comments? Anyone wishing to comment from the public? I'll ask one more time. This is public comments time. Anyone in the public wishing to comment? I hear none. Thank you. Next item.
Item H, adjournment.
so move, Madam Chair.
Support Anderson.
Been moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you
You as
all.
well.